Hi folks, there will be 3 videos in this series. In the first one, this one, I'll explain how augmented triads work. In the second one, I'll explain how diminished triads work, and then in the third one, I'll give you a good way to practice them both and show you how I'd like you to do it on the video assignment. So first, for augmented triads, basically you start by finding the major triad. So for C, C, E, G. And then you're going to leave the bottom 2 notes. You're going to leave the bottom 2 notes alone. You'll raise the 5th a half step from G to G sharp. And you do this with both hands. So set up on a major triad, raise the 5th in each hand from G to G sharp. There's your augmented triad. Now C is all white keys, C major, and then C augmented will be 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. F and G are going to work the same way. For F, the major triad is all white keys. And to get to the augmented triad, you raise the 5th a half step, in this case from C to C sharp. And you're going to end up with another triad that has 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. Same thing for G. You set up your major triad, which is all white keys, and when you raise the 5th, you end up with a triad that has 2 white keys on the bottom and a black key on top. For the other triads, they break down into a pair and 2 weirdos. So the pair are E and A. E and A both have a black key in the middle for the major triad. E major has G sharp in the middle. A has C sharp in the middle. And for both of them, when you start with the major triad and raise the 5th by a half step, you go from a white key to a white key. For E, from B to B sharp, B to B sharp. And for A, you go from E to E sharp. So for both of these folks, you end up with an augmented triad that actually feels a lot like the major triad. White key, black key, white key, white key, black key, white key. Just a little bit further than it was before, a little more stretched out. White key, black key, white key, white key, black key, white key. So that was C. We've done C, F, G, E, and A. D and B are both unique. So D, the major triad, feels like E and A. White key, black key, white key. But for D, when you raise the 5th by a half step to A sharp, it's a black key, of course. So you end up with a triad that is an augmented triad that is white key, black key, black key. And then B is always the weirdo. The major triad is white key, black key, black key. And when you raise the 5th in B by a half step, you get F double sharp. Looks like G, sounds like G. But you end up with white key, black key, white key. So the main trick for figuring out your augmented triads is to start with major, raise the 5th by 1 half step, and leave the other 2 notes alone.